Okay guys, I just want to help you see what's going on with the quiz, and I want to show you the key. And I know this might be a little too small maybe to focus on all of them at once, so I decided to talk about the first problem. And those problems on A and B are similar, but what's happening is that you're changing grams to moles, and how you're going to do that is dividing. When you go from grams to moles, you divide, and when you go from moles to grams, you're going to multiply. But in this problem, you had different amounts of three substances. Here's the A quiz, here's the B quiz, and you're trying to put them in increasing moles. Many of you guys had it right with getting the number of moles, but you got the order wrong or you got it mixed up. So you remember, when you go from increasing, you're going to go from low to high. Okay, so, and you actually use these numbers to get the actual moles. Okay, you're going to take 64 divided by 4, that's helium. That's for the A quiz. You have 64 divided by 64, that's the molar mass of SO2. And then you had 64 divided by 32. Some of you guys use 16. And on the A quiz, you had 16 moles for helium, 1 mole for sulfur dioxide, and 2 moles for oxygen. And so when you put that into order, then you're going to have B, C, A. A lot of you guys just gave me this answer, or you had this mixed up, but it's a matter of a few points there. I took a point, or have a point off if the order was wrong, or if you didn't even address the order, I took a point off. Okay, when you look at the B quiz, it's similar, but I had carbon, I had water, and I had hydrogen. Hydrogen and oxygen are my diatomic elements for the quiz. So you divide this by 2 instead of 1, and that gave you 10 moles, which was the greatest amount. Here you divided by 18, that's water, you got 1 mole. And here you divide by 12 for carbon, you got 2 moles. So when you go in increasing order, you're going to start with B, and then A, and then C. So on your B quiz, if you had a B quiz, you should have had BAC as your answer. Okay? This was about 2 to 3 points. The whole quiz was 20, so I believe I made this 3 points. And I did took a half off if you didn't have the right molar mass. Okay, so let's go on to the next question, which was about calculating empirical formula. If you had a B quiz, it had 27.69 and 2.30 for hydrogen, for carbon hydrogen. But if you had an A quiz, it was 38.4 grams and 7.20 grams of hydrogen. Always what you do, since these are already in mass, you go ahead and divide by their molar masses, each of the elements. And then you divide by the smallest amount of moles. Okay, so when you do that, you're going to be having the value of dividing this by 12. Again, also dividing the A quiz by 12, dividing this by 1, dividing by this by 1. And so when you divide by the molar masses, you're going to have about 2.3 moles of carbon to 2.3 moles of hydrogen. Over here, you're going to have 3.4 moles of carbon and 7.2 moles of hydrogen. And let's make sure I was right. 7.2 and 3.2. Okay, so what happens next? You got the moles. This is basically what you could do and have as a formula, but they're not whole numbers. So you have to divide by the smaller of the two in order to get them to whole numbers. Now for this B quiz, you obviously can see how they're basically 1 to 1. You divide by each other and they're going to be 1. So you have carbon 1, H1. But on the A quiz, you're going to take 7.2 divided by 3.2, and that's going to come out to being 2.25. And I believe I asked Miss Pefferly to bring that up, that when you have the 0.25, you're going to times them by 4. So many of you guys did that. You took carbon, and you have this one by 4. Carbon's going to be the 1, and then hydrogen's going to be greater. So you're going to be taking this by carbon 1, and you're going to times that by 4, and then you're going to have H 2.25 times 4, and that's going to be 9. So your answer for the A quiz is C4H9, and your answer for the B quiz is CH. That's your lowest ratio. Okay, now Because this is already whole, you don't have to do the last step. On the A quiz, though, because it was 1 to 2.25, you have to do the next step, which is multiply to make whole. So remember Miss Christie's poem, I think it was percent to mass, mass to moles, that's by dividing by molar mass. Then you divide by the small, and then multiply to make whole. That was her phrase that she used way back when she student taught with me, and then she did that with you guys. Okay, so